government. In India, there's a democracy, and this achievement is the result of a long action packed struggle of the Indian people. There are many other places where people have struggled to have democracies, and main features of the democracy is that the people have the power to elect their leader, and the basic idea is that people rule themselves by participating in the making of the rule. Basically, a democracy is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. India is regarded as the largest democracy of the world. In short, democracy is a government system in which citizen makes their decision making or elect representative for that purpose. Let's look at some of the India's evidence as democracy. Voting from anywhere, and every citizen has the right to vote. Specific seats are given out in a parliament for scheduled caste. They have been reserved votes. Women candidates are given proportions of seat in local body elections, and India's election commission is responsible for free and fair election. It is the form of government in which people can choose their representative. They have power of decisions of making feature of democracies. Every citizen is treated equal. The party which gets the majority generally win election, and it is accepted by all. In a democracy, minorities are also given preference. They are allowed to participate in discussion, and in democracy, all have fundamental rights. Democracy, which follows the rule of law, everyone should abide by the law. In democracy, judiciary is independent from other institution. What women's suffrage means? What is the women's suffrage? So the women's right to vote for women. Nowhere in the world has our governments willingly shared power. In Europe and USA, women and poor have had to fight for their participation in government, and women's struggle to vote got strengthened during the First World War. This movement is called the women's suffrage movement, as the term suffrage usually means right to vote. During the war, women did all men's work because men were busy away fighting. So women began organizing and managing different kinds of work. Where people watched this, they started to wonder why they had created so many unfair stereotypes about women and what they were capable of doing. So women began to be seen as being equally capable of making decisions. The suffrage called for this right to vote for all women, and they wanted it very soon. To get their cause heard, they changed themselves to railing in public places. Many of them were jailed and went on hunger strike. American women got the right to vote in 1920s. Later, UK allowed women it in 1928. What is universal adult franchise? Nowadays, democratic governments are better known as representatives governments. In this kind of democracy, people participate indirectly. They choose their representative during election, and these representatives meet and make decisions for the entire population. All adults in the country are eligible to vote according to the Universal Adult Franchise, that is UAF. In India, therefore, before independence, only a small minority had the right to vote, and they determined the fate of the Indians. The national leader, including Mahatma Gandhi, were shocked at the unfairness of this practice, and finally they demanded all the Indians who are adult have right to vote, and this was called the Universal Adult Franchise. In a democracy, a universal adult franchise is important as it is based on the ideas of equality. It states that every adult in a country, irrespective of their wealth and the communities he or she belongs, has one vote. The Indian Constitution has adopted universal adult franchise as a basic of election to the Lok Sabha and the State Legislative Assembly. Representation of states in Lok Sabha. Members are directly elected by people from the territorial constitution in the states, and election principle used universal adult franchisee eligible to vote any citizen of about the age of 18. That's all we have in this chapter. Thank you.